Okay, I just want to show you some pictures to show God's love and grace and mercy and how much prayer works. First, the one I'm going to show you is one of the happiest days of my life, my daughter's baptism. I'm good you could see that. She is being baptized. Very happy day. This was her at 8 months old. In the hospital, life support. That's way better. I was 8 months old after her open heart surgery. She had been baptized 2 weeks prior. I made sure of it before I let them do the surgery. That's my princess. Look at this better. I'm not too good at this video stuff. I'm just learning here, guys. Okay. One. Okay. Now, this is my daughter a year ago in October. Right before, in Bangor, Pennsylvania, they forced me to send her to school, which I was against because she always got sick when she went to school. Every single time I sent her, she had became sick. Okay? And this was like maybe the beginning of October. Bear with me, guys. I didn't find all the pictures. You can see more of them on my Facebook page and under the Untitled album. This is my daughter on complete life support, swollen, IVs everywhere. They ran out of veins. They had to wind up putting one actually in her neck, if you can see here. It was in her neck because all the other veins were collapsing. She was on life support for 4 weeks. I prayed daily. I grabbed strangers off the street, which is something I don't do. I don't touch people. I'm bipolar. And I have social anxiety disorder. Okay? They told me one night that, well, they told us daily she would die. And I just kept praying. I knew Jesus was with her. Even though she was ice cold, swollen, lifeless, and basically gone. She was with Jesus. I just read to her and sang to her daily and prayed and prayed and prayed. One night about 1 o'clock in the morning, now I had been having grand mal seizures at the time. I have petit mal epilepsy. I don't have grand mal seizures. My hair even turned white on this side. I have a white streak in my hair. But anyway, that's how scared I was. They called us over to the hospital at like 1 in the morning. We were across the street at the hotel, and they told us, say goodbye. She has maybe 2 weeks left. We're going to be putting her on the heart and lung machine. I ran into her room screaming, crying, telling her to come back, that I loved her and I needed her. My husband had to drag me out of the room, and he sent me across the street to the hotel while he stayed to talk with the doctors. There were a whole lot of them. She was at CHOP in Philadelphia, best hospital in the world. They saved my daughter's life. She was life-flighted out of Allentown, Lehigh Valley, Cedar Crest, in Pennsylvania. So when I got over to when I got over to the hotel and I was in the elevator, I just raised up my arms and cried out the words, basically just Carrie Underwood's song, Jesus Take the Wheel, and just begged him to take over. I said, I can't do it without you, Lord. Please take over and please save her and give her back to me if it is your will. And I always said that, if it's your will, because it has to be his will for it to be. Even though I thought I could lose my daughter if it was God's will, it was God's will. It's just the way it is. Next day, that night I had the worst grand mal seizure. I was clenched up in my husband's arms when he came back over. And next day I was at the hospital next door at Penn University for the twitching and the anxiety. Well, my baby girl started getting better. She had lost rights. Her body started getting warm. She opened her eyes after I asked. I prayed the whole time. I prayed. I pulled people off the street and prayed. I prayed and prayed and prayed. Prayed the rosary. I prayed as much as I could. I was always praying. But it wasn't until I asked, Jesus, please take over. I need you to save her from me, please. That's when he did it. You have to ask. Praying is wonderful and you need to, but that's not enough. You have to ask. Slowly started getting better. She had to relearn to walk and everything. She has Down syndrome. I'm sure you could tell from some of the photos. It's her little Giants hat and her sunglasses. We're getting ready to leave the hospital. No, this was a prior one. She's still in the wheelchair. So, sum it up. This is leaving the hospital. That is the glory of God and the power of God. He can do anything if you ask him to. I have faith enough for many people. I can just talk to you. I can, tell you about my experiences. I've been through a lot myself, and I wouldn't be here if Jesus wasn't with me, and he's walked with me my whole life. And he saved my daughter. He gave her back, and I asked her. Showed her a picture of him. One of my favorite photos I have of him. It's actually my Facebook picture right now. It's blue. It's a beautiful picture of Jesus. And she said she was with him. She said she was in heaven and that she wasn't afraid because Jesus was with her and told her she'd be okay and she'd be with me again. And a year later, here we are. She got sick beginning of the month. I was terrified. But it was a sinus infection. It cleared up after 10 days of medicine, and she's well, and she's happy, and she's in the next room, making a mess in her room with her toys and watching her videos, her 2 TVs. Gave her the master bedroom. No, she deserves it. Well, I love my family. I love my friends. I love my God. And I just wanted to share that with you, my miracle. Because it was a miracle. Even the doctor said so. When we were leaving, I brought my daughter around to see the doctor that had taken care of her. And I had him close his eyes when we called him to the desk. And he couldn't believe it was the same child. Because she didn't look like the same child. She's grown 10 pounds since then. A couple inches. She is doing wonderful. She's homeschooled now. She will be for the rest of her life. Besides germs, you got to worry about all these sick people shooting kids. I don't know what's up with that. May God have mercy on them all. And may God bless all their families. But Jesus gave me back my girl. And blessed is he. He can do anything if you ask him. And if you have faith. So, don't lose your faith. No matter how dire the circumstances, do not lose your faith. Keep your faith. I kept my faith. I always do. I always have. I may have wavered when I was younger. I was on a bad streak for a little while when I was a teenager. But you know what? Jesus forgave me that. And he's still with me. And the day that I asked Jesus to take over, and the day my daughter opened her eyes, I have to say this too. I felt my whole body felt light. Like my voice was softer. I felt my movements were everything. I felt the spirit in me for like 3 days, and I just wish I had that feeling back like every day of my life because it was just so wonderful. But I knew she'd be okay. 3 weeks of rehab, 7 weeks total in CHOP, and she went home December 7th. Anyway, God bless you all. Thank you for watching. I'll be posting more videos now that I figured out how to do it. And Have a wonderful holiday and love your family and love your children every second. Every second. Love your children. Do not hit them. Do not hurt them. Love them. Love, 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 love them. And love God. Okay? Hugs out. Love y'all. Bye. And very Merry Christmas and Happy Birthday, Jesus.